What's going on, YouTube? It's James with Shyhammer Fantasy Battle Reports. I got another battle report for you today. It's Hogfest Round 2 at St. Louis, Missouri. Washington, Missouri. Guys, this is Game 2. Now, Game 1, I played against Karen Lees, which is the wife of Mike Lees, who is from Dark Wizard Gaming. And Karen, I got 19 points off of Karen, and it was probably one of the funnest games of 9th Age I've ever played, ever. One of the funnest. Anyways, at least top 3. Anyways, so game 2, I jump up and I'm not on table 1. Table 1 is going to Terrace, and Terrace is a Demon of Lust player who has brought. I mean, his whole army is like movement 10, initiative like 6 to 10, and whatever. They're extremely fast and extremely pincery. So that's what Terrace is running, and he's on table 1 playing. I forgot who he's playing game 2, but I'm playing. I got 19 points, and I'm playing somebody who also got like 18 or 19 points, which is Len Zakowski. Now, we were just, me and Len were both kind of like, come on, man, we don't want to play each other. We live like 20, 30 minutes away from each other. Why do we travel all the way over to St. Louis to come play each other? Switch us up. And they were, Jeff was kind of like, it's the way the points are. You guys got to play each other. And we're like, man. So we're just like, all right. Anyways, if you guys don't know, Len and I are good friends. I became really good friends with Len my first ETC trip to Athens, Greece, and ever since then I talk to the guy regularly, and he's a good friend of mine. Don't always see eye to eye in Warhammer, but that's totally fine, and I accept that. Anyways, let's go over my list. Let's go over Len's list, and let's see how we will do against each other. So first off, let's go ahead and start off with this picture right here. I got Bazooka and the Horde. Bazooka and the Horde are my 43 common goblins with 3 shady gits, my BSB, and the War Banner. Basically, this unit is my main bunker, my main unit of I don't give a fuck. You want to charge my goblins, you're probably going to lose combat res. And they do a really good job at that. Now, right behind them, I got my 5 Wolf Riders. I got my Chaff. Up on top, I got my my Gargantula Spider, the Chicken Rock, the last tournament MVP. And then on the right, we got the A-Rock, Mother of Dragons, Slayer of whatever it is, the Devourer of Slayers, the Eater of Artax, and going ahead and eat that Pegasus next. Up on the underneath the cliff, there's the 3 Goblin Wolf Chariots, 3 Wolf Chariots, the K-Pack, Koga Kaiser Koenig, and then right underneath them, I got my Feral Orc Ed Bashers with paired weapons and the big Stabadon. Up on top of the rocks here, we got General Zod on the right, and then the Conqueror on the left. Basically, Crom is the Great Green Idol, and Zod is my general with a 1-up, 4-up Fireborn because of assholes like Glenn. And I gave him the Crown of Autocracy for the hell of it, to give him leadership 10. I kind of, my whole thing here was like, I was trying to bring the Divine Icon, I was bringing the Bluffer's Helm. I like the Bluffer's Helm. The problem with the Bluffer's Helm is the fact that if you run into somebody who has like flaming cannons, like demon players, which there was about 5 demon players at this tournament, and also 5 dwarf players at this tournament. So I'm damn glad that I brought a frickin' flaming helmet. Not that it really mattered in any of my games except for this one. And up top, we got my 20 Bushwhackers with the 2 shady gits there, and then I got my Baxter the Pyromaniac and the Green Prophet. Anyways, let's see what this is. Alright, and there's Pete Reese. Okay, we got Refuse, Flank, and Breakthrough. I kept these cards from Strength and Numbers, and I'm just going to keep using them. Over here, I got my Pyromancy. I got Enveloping Embers, which isn't going to really do shit in this whole game. Cascading Fire, Pyroclastic Flow, and Immolation. I also got Deceptive Glamour, Raven's Wing, and the Wheel Turns. Alright, I got 2/2/2 on my Witchcraft spells. Alright, and as you can see, we're lining up on the diagonal, and he was dropping 1, I was dropping 1, he was dropping 1, and then I got to a point where I'm just like, I'm just going to drop everything to take first turn, because I already kind of know what he was going for. I know, like, the minute I drop my army, and you'll see it in a second, I'll show you what he has on his army. But the minute I dropped my army, he was paying attention to where my chariots are going, and he was putting his blunderbusses. They're not blunderbusses, they're flintlock axes. I know they're flintlock axes. I always call the characters or the unit the blunderbuss unit, okay? So deal with it. But the minute I put the chariots down, he put the blunderbusses right across from them. So I was like, oh, I am not going to go ahead. I'm just going to go ahead and drop everything so I could move them out of range of the flintlock axes. Anyways, let's go over his list really quick. Over here on the right side, he has 2 scoring units of hobgoblins. Right next to them is one of the unit of flintlock axes. This is the one with 17 in the unit. Over here, he has another unit of like 12 or 13 flintlock axes. Then he has this big bull, the bully. He went from Billy to bully. The bull is I gotta read his list, man, because this thing is nasty. Actually, I'm not gonna read his list because I can't find the fucking Dropbox. Anyways, so basically this guy is, I think, like strength 8 on the charge, alright, with D3 wounds, alright. And then his bull has impact hits, strength 6, also has like 4 or 5 strength 6 attacks, flaming attacks, and a stomp. This thing, or a thunder stomp, Jesus Christ, it's T6, and he also has, he's like at a faster initiative than most of my shit. So I'm just thinking to myself, like, holy shit, like, there's just no way in hell I could get, like, he'll fuck up Crom. He'll fuck up the spiders. He'll fuck up anybody he wants to fuck up, basically. This guy, I mean, flies around fly 7. I mean, this guy is ridiculously tough. He's Fireborn. He has a 5-up ward. He has the Obsidian sword, Obsidian rock, so he's going to take like a 2-up ward against almost all magic. The only thing this guy has that's not going for him is his low armor. He has a 5-up armor and a 5-up ward in close combat, but by the time he gets into combat, do you really care? Like, does it matter? He's gonna fucking rip apart anything he wants to. Jesus Christ. Alright. And then he has the Kadai Destroyer, whatever it's called, the Kadim Titan. And then up here he has a unit of Iron Breakers. Now the Iron Breakers, after he places them down, there's like 30 Iron Breakers. He has BSB and a Wizard. The Wizard is a level 4 Alchemist. This is the reason why it's important that Zod has a Fireborn helmet, the Dragon Helm, because the Alchemy itself, this is like 8 minutes just going over lists, Jesus Christ. But the Alchemy itself would just rip apart Zod without a Dragon Helm. Holy shit. The good news is, I am running Naked Savages. I'm running everything basically has a 5-up armor except for Zod, and or 4-up armor monsters. So overall, I think I'm okay against his Alchemist. Let's go over turn 1. Orcs and Goblins. Orcs and Goblins turn 1. As you can see, I kind of just... you can see where I put that cross. That cross is exactly the point where he can no longer shoot me. I'll let that ambulance go by. It's another shy ambulance, guys. Oh, it's a fire truck. Alright, get out of here, fire truck. Go save somebody. Alright. Yeah, so I basically moved my chariots outside of his shooting range of anything he could shoot at him. I really don't care if he hits them with the alchemy, because it's not really going to do much damage to them. I moved the spider up because I'm using both spiders as roadblocks to with the stubborn 10. So I know I'll be able to hold the Immortals. His Immortals did Vanguard up a little bit, so it's kind of like he could charge me if he wants to. It's kind of a far charge for him because he's only moving 3, but at the same time, originally what I was planning on doing was he put the 2 scoring units on the right of the building because he was just going to try to run past the building and get the objective. But then I put the spider on that side to kind of cock block him, to just be like, no, you can't get the objective because it's breakthrough. And so at this point, I'm just like, well, the spider has no point being on that side anymore because the bull's protecting that, because that was his counter to that. Now, here's the most interesting thing. I mean, everybody kind of moves up so I can shoot, do some magic, do some pyromancy, do some bow shots. But here's the most interesting thing to me, was I moved Crom up. If you look, Crom is the only one who's like, what? I don't give a fuck about your Kadim, his Kadim Titan. I just don't. So I move Crom up, alright? And this is a very crucial point in the game, alright? I move Crom up like, go ahead and charge me. Because if you don't charge me, I'm going ahead and charging whatever the fuck I want to charge on that side. Alright? And then the one thing I got to be afraid of is that field on the left. As you can see on the right next to Crom and the spider, there's a field, so that'll make you flammable. Oh, I actually take the spider back. I forgot why I took the spider back. The spider was like, fuck that. So it's just Crom. Sorry. So, I forgot why I did that. Anyways, Magic Phase got 4 power dice. Go ahead and I do a nothing because he stopped it or just didn't matter. Shooting Phase, the bazooka and the bushwhacker start shooting into his immortals, kill off 1 immortal, and that's about it. It's gonna go ahead and start off his turn. Infernal Dwarves turn 1. Infernal Dwarves turn 1. He's gonna charge the Kadai Destroyer. I was hoping he actually failed the frenzy to get in. He was hoping he failed the frenzy to get in, but he just charged anyways. He's like, fuck it, I'm not afraid of your damn idol. So boom, gets in. Okay, bring on the Clash of the Titans. The Clash of the Titans. Now the one thing is, if Crom is gonna stay there in this combat, Zod is stuck. If Crom dies, Zod's gonna be able to charge out. Either way, I'm okay. I think this is okay. As you can see, he starts moving around the right side with the bull. He basically kind of stays where he's at because he really doesn't need to take the objective just yet. But at the same token, he's threatening my spider. A lot of my pictures come out blurry. That's just because the table we were at had low lighting, so it's very kind of, there's a lot of dull pictures in here. You can tell in the pictures that they're dull. Anyways, Magic Phase got 8 power dice. Goes ahead and he gives his Kadai a +2 armor save, which, okay, but the cool thing is he gave, cool for him, not for me, was he gave flammable to the idol. That's about it for magic because I stopped his magic missile spells. Shooting Phase is going to shoot his blunderbusses into my orcs, kills off only 1 savage orc. Over here, close combat. He runs in, man. The Kadim is strength 7, re-rolling wounds. Because I'm flammable. He does 4 wounds. Again, I don't care. I honestly sacrifice Crom for the sake of the game. I figured I got to get rid of that Kadai because the Kadai is the one thing keeping me from flanking, right? So he gets in, he does 4 wounds, and I'm just like, well, Crom sucks in combat. I mean, Crom hits on 5s. I mean, he'll wound on 2s, I think. No, 3s. Alright? Or I could just do a crush attack. So I'm gonna just do a crush attack. I need a 5. Boom! 5. I need a 2. Boom! 4. He needs to fail his ward save. He fails his ward save. How many wounds do I do? 4! Crom! You maniac! Oh my god, Len's face was like, are you fucking kidding me? Then he was like, that was stupid. That was a stupid move of me. That was so stupid. Not only that, but now look, my spider's looking straight at him, right? So he came up with this idea. Now, I don't really have a good picture of it, so I'll just wait to get there. So he couldn't figure out where he wanted to move the Kadai, because he obviously won combat. He had a charge and 4 wounds. I had 4 wounds back. So he's like, well, I don't want the spider charging in that easy. And he was looking at overruns. He was wondering if I charge in, kill his Kadai, which way am I overrunning to, and all that jazz, right? So he decides to slide it over to the opposite tip of this picture. Okay, so this picture, he's there. On the next picture, you'll see him far south. But it's gonna go and start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins. Turn 2. Orcs and Goblins turn 2. I guess it's time to call it the Wog. You know why? Because I just couldn't see myself not getting this charge in. So, Wog! I'm going to Wog in. Now, I really contemplated charging the Savages in. Just because the Savages will overrun towards the direction of everybody else. But then I was like, you know what? I just want the K-Pack to go. I think the K-Pack will do it by themselves. So I charged the K-Pack in. Now, the K-Pack, I mean, impact hits alone, I'm already wounding him on 4s with Crom in combat, getting the +1 wound. So I was just like, I contemplated charging everybody, the spider, the savages, and the K-Pack, and I was just like, you know what? Just the K-Pack. Just the K-Pack. He's like, alright, cool. So I go in, boom, like so. Now, that allowed my spider to go ahead and march all the way around the field to go over to the flank of the blunderbusses. I moved Zod out of the way because Zod was in the way. I end up moving the Space Rock back because you know what? The Space Rock really doesn't need any threats on the right side coming towards him right now, so she's just going to sit back and just shoot and do whatever. I use my Wolf Riders to chaff up his Immortals so that way the Immortals don't come into my Savages or my K-Pack. And then I'm just going to basically try to continue to lower his unit count by shooting him with the bow shots because he's on a hill. Magic Phase, I got 6 power dice. Go ahead, and I don't think any spells went off. Shooting Phase, the fucking Bushwhackers do it again. Bah! Kill off 2 of his Immortals. And then close combat. Oh man, there's another ambulance. So I had to cut the audio off there because there was like several ambulances in a row. It was just like no break. Anyways, guys, so basically what ends up happening here, the ambulances were coming for Len's Kadim Titan because it got hit with impact hits. It was like 13 impact hits hitting, wounding on 4s, and I rolled like 10 4s. And even though he had a 5-up armor save because he had the plus bonus from the armor save and a 5-up ward, it just wasn't enough. I only needed 2 wounds. I actually think I only did about like 2 wounds, to be honest, after he armored and ward saved it, but it didn't matter. It just popped the freaking Kadim Titan. And one thing that it was interesting to me was that it put my wolves in my K-Pack in a very bad spot. So I just decided I'm going to just turn around and face the music. He's going to charge me, and I'm just going to have to take the charge. But once he charges me, he's going to put himself in a very bad spot. We'll just see how that goes. Anyways, that's all she wrote. It's going to go ahead and start off his turn. Infernal Dwarves turn 2. Infernal Dwarves turn 2. So he charges the K-Pack, and I'm going to flee, and as you can see the way the ruler is, it looks like I'm going to flee this way. It looks like he's about to charge the dogs, but he actually has a change of heart and does not charge the dogs at all. So the K-Pack runs, and they run, and I measured this like 7 times when I did this. I figured if I put it exactly the way it is right here, what's going to end up happening is the K-Pack's going to run just within the 12-inch mark of the BSB. If they didn't, I would have moved the Bushwhackers up because I realized this was going to be an issue already. So they run right past the Bushwhackers. Bushwhackers have Banner Discipline. The Savages don't care because they're frenzy, and the Spider doesn't care about shit. But basically, I have a 2-time chance of getting rallying. All right, on a 6. But if I stay there, he's just going to kill me. So it's worth the flee. So he's going to redirect into Crom because that's the only thing he can really redirect into. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't make it anyways. It's going to go ahead and that's about it. He doesn't charge into dogs. He figures he's going to shoot him. And we're going to go to shoot Magic Phase. Magic Phase, he got 9 power dice. Goes ahead and gives these guys armor, I think. I don't even think it mattered. Shooting, he ends up trying to shoot the Spider and Crom. Oh, well, one unit charged. The other unit tries to shoot the Spider, does maybe a wound or 2. But he forgets to shoot the dogs. And I was just very shocked that he forgot to shoot the dogs. And it's going to go ahead and start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. Orcs and Goblins turn 3. So I charge the Savages into his blunderbusses. He stands and shoots. He kills fucking like 8 of my guys. Holy shit. Like 8. Alright. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to hit him. I'm going to overrun into the next unit. Blah, blah, blah. So I decide to charge Crom in. And he's like, flee. And I'm like, fuck. So I go ahead and I redirect into... Did I fail charge or did I redirect? I think I tried to redirect into his Immortals, and it didn't matter. I failed the charges anyways. Yeah, I failed the charges anyways. So I moved the A-Rock all the way up on top. You can barely see her in this picture, but basically where he's about to rally, that's where I'm going to charge next, basically. And I keep the dogs in front of him because he didn't shoot him. He didn't really knock my dogs out. The Spider, I think the Spider missed the charge because the Spider was supposed to be the part of the combo charge and just get out of the range of the Bull. And what ended up happening is the Spider didn't. So what I ended up doing was I moved Zod exactly 12 inches away from the Spider because if he charges in, at least I'll be a stubborn 10 rerollable. Anyways, Magic Phase got 6 power dice. Go ahead and I do Deceptive Glamour on his Bull, basically giving him -1 to hit. He needed to do this because he needed to stop my other spell, which was... I forgot which one it was. There was something else that was more that he had to worry more about than the Deceptive Glamour. I ended up doing a Raven's Wing. I think I did like a 2-dice Raven's Wing. He stopped something else I did. And I ended up picking up my Savages and moving the Savages out of range of his counter charges. So, whew, I actually lucked out on that one. And then over here, shooting phase. Shooting phase, my bazooka and the horde start shooting into his immortals, end up killing off another immortal. I'm just picking a wound at a time. I kept on making the joke that I'm like, haha, if I keep doing this after 30 turns, I'll eventually win. And that's all that really happened. Nobody's in combat. Let's go into Infernal Dwarves turn 3. Infernal Dwarves turn 3. He charges his bull right into the Space Rock. This is gonna hurt. Now, the good news is he's initiative 4. The bad news is that he's going to just do multi-wounds and all that stuff. So maybe, just maybe I could get some damage in with the Space Rock and actually wound his bull. Just weaken him. I'm not even looking to kill him. I'm just looking to weaken him up a bit. Magic Phase got 6 power dice, goes ahead, and he goes ahead and gives his guy armor save. He gives himself a +1 armor save just to get the flammable. So he's only 4 up armor with a 5 up ward. Gave flammable to my spider. He did something else. I don't even remember what it was, but it doesn't really matter. And we're going to go into shooting over here. Shooting, he decides to actually start shooting into... He continues to shoot into Crom. He's using my dogs as chaff on myself, basically. So he shoots into Crom. He ends up doing another, couple wounds. Crom has, 1 wound remaining. And over here, close combat. Whoo! I go ahead and I swing. I whiff. I don't get a single fucking wound, not a single fucking poison. Nothing happened. Nothing happened on the goblins or the spider. He goes back and he gets off 3 wounds and he multiplies it and it's like, brack, 6 wounds. 6. Whew. Spider lives. Spider has 8 wounds. So I go ahead and I roll the stubborn check. I get it. I go ahead and I reform. I get it. He goes ahead and he, I think he reformed first and then I did mine. I don't remember how I did it. But basically, no matter what, this next thing is about to happen. And it's going to go ahead and start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 4. Orcs and Goblins turn 4. On turn 3, my chariots rallied. On turn 4, as you can see, my chariots, boom, right into the flank of the bull. Holy shit. Holy shit. Not only that, but my savages went in. My freaking spider went in. I went into the immortal block with everything up there. Which was kind of risky, but I kept Zod right in the range of both the A-Rock and the Space Rock, so that way, as long as the A-Rock sticks on a stubborn, he's not going anywhere. As long as the Space Rock, well, the Space Rock's going to just do what she does. Now, I go ahead and I move up the Bushwhackers, I go ahead and I move up the Bazooka and the Horde, and I end up just moving Crom back. I'm like, what's the point of me giving you 170 points, or whatever the half mark is? I think it's like 190 points. So I just moved Crom back. I'm like, oh, he's dead anyway, so I'm just might as well move him back. But this fucking charge. Holy shit. Oh, man. And then these guys got in over here. Magic Phase got 5 power dice, and you know what? I just go, fuck it. I'm just going to 5 dice this spell. I 5 dice, the fucking wheel turns right onto the K-Pack, and he's like, ah, shit. He tried to stop me. It goes off. And then shooting. I'm going to shoot the Bushwhackers and and Bazooka and the Horde into his blunderbusses. End up killing off 2 blunderbusses over here. Impact hits. Whew. You know those games where I roll impact hits and I get like a 1, 1, and 2? And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like, average is like a 10, you know? This was not one of those games. This was the exact opposite. I rolled an 18. An 18 on impact hits. Wounding him on 4s. I got like 13 fucking wounds. I rolled ridiculously out of the box. He goes to save. He has a 6 up armor and a 5 up ward. He makes like 1 armor save. And like maybe a handful of ward saves, but holy shit, the K-Pack, boom, annihilated the fucking bull. They fucking ripped apart the bull. I have never seen Len so angry. Len, I know you're watching this. I have never seen you so angry. Holy shit. Not only that, alright, my brother, this is maybe like months ago. It's not recently, but it was a couple months ago when I started bringing the K-Pack around, and he goes, why do you bring the 3 chariots around when you could bring artillery instead? And I said, Chewy, to me, the K-Pack is artillery. The K-Pack, I'm like, I'm going to put it to you this way, alright? You have a chance to shoot a monster, right? And the monster's tough 6, right? So you go ahead and you shoot, and sometimes your artillery hits, sometimes it misses, right? I go, but the time that it misses is the time that it's going to get, like, you know, they're going to get so many wounds off or whatever. I'm watching this ambulance turn. Okay, it didn't make a siren. Anyways, you know, I go, to me, I don't have a cannon. I don't. I have fucking Doom Divers that are Strength 5, that are unreliable, that can miss, right? Or I could take 3d6 plus 3 impact hits at Strength 5. That will always hit as long as they charged in. I was like, to me, that is as strong as a cannon. And exactly that happened right then and there. Holy shit. They ripped apart that bull. They took him out one shot, let the spider live, and the K-Pack really just stepped up the game. Holy crap. Over here, close combat, I put all my hits into the BSB, and I think he armor saved them. My savages go, and they end up killing off only 3 of these chumps. He goes back, he ends up killing off a shit ton of my savages. I mean, a shit ton of my savages. But I have a charge, couple wounds, whatever. I think I lose combat, I know that for sure, but I stick on both units because my leadership 10, and that's it. It's gonna start off his turn. Infernal Dwarves turn 4. Infernal Dwarves turn 4. As you can see, this is kind of a artistic perspective. He has his 2 units hiding behind this building here that are still trying to take the objective. My chariots, my K-Packs, actually holding them off. They're just going to sit there behind that building for a moment, but I can still charge them at the moment. But this is kind of how it looks, and here's an aerial view of how it looks. Alright, Magic Phase, he gets 10 power dice, goes ahead and he does some like molten metal or some shit to these guys, does a wound. That's about it. And currently his wizard is the guy that's on the hill, or to the right of the hill. He has literally the corner of his base touching the hill, which means he's on the hill, which is going to give him -2 to get shot at, but at the same time he's going to be able to do all his casting that he needs to do. He used his 1 unit of blunderbuss as his chaff for Zod because he doesn't want Zod getting into the flank of his immortals. And yeah, and then shooting, I think he shoots at the K-Pack but doesn't really do shit. It's going to start off my turn. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. Orcs and Goblins turn 5. So as you can see, up top, my combat did not go favorable. I lost my savages, so only 1 savage left. He's running away. My general Zod charged into the freaking blunderbusses to just clean up those points. I leave my bazooka and the horde and the bushwhackers all to just try to shoot fire into his wizard, and then the K-Pack ended up charging into his hobgoblins. Magic Phase got 7 power dice. Go ahead and I do a cascading fire. Use the attribute and ends up getting 2 fucking wounds off into his wizard. Holy shit. That's about it. Over here, close combat. I just did impact hits. Boom! I did 15 impact hits to kill the fucking goblins. He had 20. He's like, I'm just gonna do my swings and I'll remove them because they're dead. So they overrun, boom, right into the fucking next blunderbuss unit, the fucking K-Pack. Holy shit. Man, Magic Phase. What is this? Oh, I think it's his turn. Yeah, it's his turn. Infernal Dwarves turn 5. Infernal Dwarves turn 5. Magic Phase get 8 power dice. Goes ahead and he tries to do +2 armor save onto his immortals. He gets it off with double 6s. He blows up his fucking wizard. Over here, close combat. I just been picking at his BSB. I'm like, I'm still stubborn 10. I'm really not going to kill enough immortals. I can't thunderstomp them because if you guys know anything about immortals, they take half strength damage from a special attack. So thunderstomps, impact hits, all that, it doesn't do shit to these guys. So, and then if he's a 1-up armor, I'm strength 5, I'm not doing shit to these guys. So I'm just focusing all my attention onto his BSB, hopefully just to kill the BSB. So the A-Rock actually does. The A-Rock gets it off, gets the fucking multi-wounder. He fails the armor save on it. The fucking 1-up armor save, he fails it. And I fucking multi-wound him, and I just fucking rip apart the BSB. Clock, clock! Oh, fuck. Oh my god, as you can see, Zod wiped out his blunderbuss unit, and then over on the bottom, my K-Pack did, like, he had 13, so I did probably like 7 or 8 impact hit wounds, killed off the back ranks. His remaining 5 guys punked my K-Pack. My K-Pack actually loses, or he wins combat 1 round. I win combat 1 round. He's steadfast. He kills me this round. My K-Pack runs, but it's totally okay. They totally did their job. Caused a panic check though from his wizard dying, or the goblins dying, and his hobgoblins are running off the table. And as you can see, my goblins are going to go into scoring position to take the objective, and the K-Pack runs away, like I said. Over here, close combat, the A-Rock just continues to eat his units here, and that's about it. And then over here, the guys, my Savage Orc, my last Savage Orc, and my goblins are holding on to the objective. Holy shit, it is a massive orc and goblin victory. Now, he did take a good chunk of points for me, and I didn't kill his main 900 point unit, but holy shit, guys. Holy shit, I got a 17-3 off of Len. That is crazy. And yeah, that was, I mean, there was a lot going on in that game. It was a fun game. I was having fun. Len wasn't. Len told me several times he wasn't having fun. But anyways, so that's how this game went. Now, going into, what was I gonna go into? Oh, going into the next game, or going into the guy who's playing first place. First place, Terrace. He just got another 20-0, so he's at 40 points. I'm at like 36 points. So we're at the top table, and I'm gonna have to fight him next. Bum 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 bum. Here's his army. Dun 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 dun. And this is gonna be a really interesting game. This game could make or break my tournament, or his, because he's in first place by a good by 4 points. Coincidentally, I am up on top of him by painting points, so we're roughly tied. Like, this is really close, and this is gonna be a hell of a game. Like I said, every game that I play from game 2 on is against people who are contenders for first and second place, which is just crazy. Len was a great opponent. I'm gonna ignore this phone call. Len was a great opponent. Len was I honestly gave him my second highest sportsmanship vote because it was just a fun game to me, and we were screaming. People were watching our game like, what the fuck was going on? That game looked intense, and it was just crazy. MVP is a very, very, very simple MVP. It is the K-Pack. The K-Pack alone, I'm losing my voice right now, guys. The K-Pack alone, let's get the scores up. Where's my scores at? Took 1,882 points, almost 1,900 points off of Len's army. Holy shit! The next closest would actually be Crom for taking the Titan out, or actually the A-Rock. A-Rock took 719 points. Baxter made an appearance in this game. He took 500 points of Len's army, which is just awesome. And then the Space Rock did decent. I gave the Space Rock some points for the general because she held the general in place, which was crucial, as Len said. Because if Len did kill my spider and I charged him with the K-Pack, he would have just fled. And if he fled, he would have got away, and that would have been a totally different game. But since the Space Rock actually stuck, that actually made the game where I could ram him in the frickin' flank and just take him out with 3d6 18 impact hits. Anyways, guys, that's about it over here. Guys, if you guys like this video, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe. I'm looking forward to making the next couple games. Like I said, all these games are really tough games, and I think that this is awesome, an awesome event because of it. I had a great time. But yeah, hit like, share, subscribe. If you guys would like to show further support, you can always go onto my Patreon and sign up on there. Anything helps. Any dollar helps. It helps me get to Croatia next year. Also helps me get a new camera, because as you can tell, I'm taking these pictures off on my phone. There's always these times that I'm wondering, like, did I bring a charger or anything like that? And I would just rather have a camera available, especially a high quality camera where I could take nice clean pictures. Besides that, guys, I also have Patreon rewards. If you guys are looking to get yourself a pair of Koopa dice, or as well as my magic cards that I'm making, you can go onto my Patreon, sign up for the reward program, and I will be mailing those out as soon as I get them. Besides that, like, share, subscribe, MVP, K-Pack, and I think that's about it, guys. You guys see my next opponent, and the points should have been rolling by, so I think that's about it. Yep. Until next time, take care, and peace.